NJ Spotlight's Roundtable on the Future of New Jersey Solar Policy brought together key policymakers, interested members of the community, and leading solar vendors and their customers in a wide-ranging discussion moderated by Tom Johnson, NJ Spotlight's Energy and Environment Editor. The Future of Solar Policy is the first in an ongoing series of roundtables on clean energy presented by NJ Spotlight. This program is brought to you by SunPower, Sun Edison, and Sun Farm Network. In this program, remarks by solar energy customers Ed Houlihan of Shiseido Cosmetics and Ronnie Lee, owner of the Lee Turkey Farm.
Now we're going to hear from a customer when we hear from Ed Houlihan first.
Thank you. I work for Shiseido Cosmetics. We are a manufacturer located in East Windsor, New Jersey. And just really quick, we actually have two installations. One we installed in April of 2007, which was a rooftop. But to be honest with you, I received a cold call from SunPower, I think late 2005. A person was driving by our building, loved the roof line, decided just to stop in. Fortunately, I had time to talk to the person, and he was explaining to me about some of the incentives New Jersey was offering. And at that time, our company, which is global, it's a Japanese-owned company, was definitely looking to, they have a big CSR activity, especially environmental activities, to reduce the CO2 footprint within all the facilities. So it kind of fit with the direction the company was going, and visited a few sites that SunPower, in this case was SunPower, that installed, and I was sold. So the key for getting the approval, though, from headquarters, because it's still an investment, because there was a lot of people like, is it really possible, as far as the return on investment? And there was a return. It was actually a very good return. But because it met the CSR direction of our environmental initiatives to reduce the CO2 footprint, and it was very attractive as far as the return on investment, we proceeded. And it was such a win because we're the first facility within the Shiseido organization. We probably have about 24,000 employees globally. It made such a great PR, because our product was consumer goods and cosmetics, it was a great PR move for us as well. And this particular system rooftop did about 25% of our total needs. Then our headquarters came back to me and said, is there any way you can expand on this? And we looked at it. And now the program back in 2005, 6, and 7 is a little different than it is today. Back then there was a rebate program. Today it's all SREC. But when I looked at the numbers, the return was still excellent. And with the U.S. Treasury Department giving you a choice, either an ITC credit or U.S. grant money, that also helped in that initiative. So we installed a solar farm. So today now we have a total capacity to about 8 total needs. And one thing that is great, globally we're always under pressure with costs. No doubt this brought down our costs. We are kind of like the model of Shiseido. So one thing it has done is preserved our site in New Jersey. What we manufacture in cosmetics, believe it or not, we export 60% of it overseas. And we're always challenged. We have facilities in Vietnam, China, France, and in Japan. But by having this investment, basically secures our site, I'll be honest with you. Now, did it add jobs? But it definitely preserved our site. And it was a good cost initiative as well. So all I could say is I really appreciate all the efforts, Chairman, that you have done. It really made our company look great. Didn't hurt my career, to be honest with you. But it really was a win-win. And the performance, I have to say, much better than expected. And I guess that's basically all I have.
Ed, what was your
Okay, it's a good question. All right. I could tell you now, I'm only purchasing about 20% of what I need, but my total, the two systems, the rooftop is about just under 700 kilowatt capacity, and the solar farm, which is a combination of a tracking system and a fixed tilt, is just over 1 megawatt, and that covers about 80% of our total needs. Now, of course, during the weekend, the meter will reverse itself, so there'll be days, of course, we will generate more than we need, but as an average throughout the year, it's about 80%. So maybe that gives you an idea. Sure.
I'm Ronnie Lee from Lee Turkey Farm, also in East Windsor, New Jersey, longtime resident. Our farm's been in the family for 6 generations, and it's the oldest U-pick farm in New Jersey, started by my parents in 1964. I stumbled across solar power. I happened to be at a ag dinner, and my seat and my table was back to back to the executive secretary of New Jersey Farm Bureau. And I heard him talking to the people at his table about this new initiative, this new idea, this company called Sun Farm. And they were trying to get together and work it out that farmers would be willing to give them barn space for the roofing space that faced south, and this way they could put these solar panels up on the roof. And the point they were trying to bring across was it wouldn't be an investment for the farmer. The farmer wouldn't have to invest any money into it at all. And then they would get a guaranteed 10% savings on their electric for the next 20 years. And then after that, the system was turned over to them. And I leaned back in my chair and I said, okay, I'm interested. So he came out and he brought Pam Frank and her boss out to look over the farm. Now, Pam and her boss showed up on any other day in 2005. I would have said, yeah, right, I'll talk to you later. But they had the mark of approval by New Jersey Farm Bureau. So I said, all right, let's hear what you got. And of course, they went to see the roof area. And we have a pole barn where we keep turkeys. It's 208 feet long. And after looking at it, they gave me a 97 out of 100. For 100 being a perfect roof, 97 because it wasn't perfect by 3 points. I said, why am I off by 3 points? Look at those trees way off in the back there. In your neighbor's yards, the suns go down and the light don't. I said, I'll talk to my neighbors, we'll cut those down. It'll be good. But anyway, they were very excited about putting them on my roof. And I said, all right, let's go for it. What they had to do is they first had to check my usage, because at that time you were only allowed to produce 80% of what you used. So they had to go through my electrical records for 10 years. And at the same time we're doing all this and putting it together, I'm saying, how are you going to make money off this? Because at that time electric was 11 cents a kilowatt hour, and I look back all those years, it hardly moved at all. And I was thinking, okay, if your investment, you're putting it on the roof. And my main thought was, savings is not that great, that's not that important, but I won't have to paint that roof again. That's a good thing. So you go ahead, you can put them up on the roof. Well, I got those things on the roof, and the very first benefit that I had noticed as our Pick Your Own operation got started was public relations. Never in my wildest dream, the PR went through the roof with the idea of putting these solar panels on the roof and doing your part to help the environment. That's really nice. That's working for me. And then we had some other things that I didn't think of right away, but as I started talking to different people. We have 5 walk-in freezers on our farm and lots of other electrical motors running constantly, even irrigation systems during the day. Electric motors work most efficiently when the current is at top rate. And if you cut the current, you're cutting the life long-term over on an electrical motor. It makes it work harder. So during the hot summer days when people are using a lot of air conditioning, your power company, whether it's PSE&G or any of those, what they're doing is they will cut it. Now you can look at a light bulb and it'll still look like 60 watts to you. But I can walk by an electric motor and I can hear the difference because it's struggling a little bit more. My motors don't struggle anymore because during the day I'm producing more than I use on the farm, and that is going back onto the street. And then, of course, coming back to me at night when the power's back up, and people have gone back to their homes and they're not keeping so much electric running on the grid and the temperature's cooled down. The other part, which was another thing I did not even think about, was the way the panels sit on the roof. There's about 8 inches gap between the roof and the panels. The temperature in the barns literally dropped to almost 8-9 degrees during the day. So when you have days that were 95, 100 degrees, my turkeys were very comfortable. They were really liking it in there. So that definitely picked up, and we could tell by the amount of water they were drinking. They weren't nearly drinking the amount of water they normally would. So they were the benefits that we picked off right away on that. And like I said, we originally started, we were only allowed to put 80% of our usage, historical usage, on the building. I use more than I did over that period of time. Our business has gotten bigger. We irrigate more ground, and we use a 5 horsepower pump, the electrical pump that pumps that water. So what I did was I added more to it 2 years ago. So now I have panels on the complete roof. And found out this year, very interesting, was this was the driest and hottest summer in East Windsor. I'll say driest in East Windsor straight out. We only had 0.8 inches of rain in August, where normally we get 5.88. So we were way down, temperatures much, much higher. Even though I ran irrigation 24 hours a day, the amount of electric that was being picked up, because every day was a sunny day with hardly a cloud in the sky, it actually made more than I used for the irrigation. So I was just paying my sign-up bill, $2.20 a month to the electric company from March until October. So it has been very good for us, and Sun Farm has been good to deal with, and it's worked out real well.
We hope you enjoyed this NJ Spotlight program on energy policy. If you have comments or suggestions about these programs, please email info@njspotlight.com. NJ Spotlight, where issues matter. For more information, visit www.njspotlight.com.